Well, we're gonna switch gears and go political, brothers. You know how we like to do in this last part. And Carl Parker, you did send us something in our chat. And I just want to share it with the public in case they have not heard this. And let's get into the blacks against Harris. Now, for the most, as Carlin likes to say, unoriginal.
Unoriginal. Just
If
like
y'all
their white
know,
daddies.
Why?
if y'all know, Kamala has been killing it like in the cause, and we gotta acknowledge it started with black women. Then black men got in right quick and said, we gotta support our sisters. And we kicked off all these calls, and then it's just been a series of calls for Kamala going on, from the white women to the gays to the dads to the cat ladies to every group imaginable
The
you could think of.
dreadheads. Yes, everybody.
As hell calls. And now, like, the conservatives, I guess, or we don't even know, they don't like to claim what they are, this particular one, but the other side has just been furious. So I guess they want to start their own thing. And it's your favorite person, Carl and Dom. You shared Dom with me a long time
Oh
ago.
my God, was he there?
He led
Sure.
it. He
He led
organized
it.
the call.
Yeah, because he's very much a biter. He's so unoriginal. He makes a living copying people, taking the opposite side of stuff. He's disgusting, as
So
Donald
let
Trump likes to say.
Tell me how, tell me how you really feel, Carlin. Jeez.
let's listen to what they had to say.
Propaganda onslaught, the things that we've seen over the past couple of weeks. I mean, it's insane. It's a very well-oiled machine, right? What we do have in our favor is that people do not trust any of this stuff anymore. At this point in the game, people know that they're being propagandized. So I think that a lot of people on this Zoom have the opportunity to reach out to people directly that are either done with the propaganda, and also, by the way, are never going to follow any of these Trump people, right? Are never really going to listen to anything that they're saying. So I would I think have some faith in our messaging and in the people that you can reach.
Then just imagine what kind of harm she is going to do to black people with the power that she will have and the control that she will have in her hand. She would destroy us. When you look at that video that's out there, and that woman said, "Oh, I'm not going to do anything for black people." Did you see that look on her face?
Yeah.
She said that with sincerity from the bottom of her heart. So I don't know, when people tell you who they are, believe them. The lady already said that out of her mouth, that she don't have no intentions of doing nothing for the black community. So we as black people need to stop being loyal to people that are not going to be loyal to us.
Everything she touched is dangerous. And people got to realize this is a election. This election is very crucial to people to understand what she's all about. She's not about nobody but herself and the party, and she's not in charge.
As we all aware, Democrat policies just really haven't been too beneficial for black Americans. Prior to the 1960 civil rights movement, which was shifted. So our, JFK Jr. actually had a civil rights proposition that was a lot better than what LBJ had presented. He actually altered it after the death of JFK Jr. But prior to the civil rights implementation, we actually had a higher participation rate in the workforce. I think we had higher birth rates, and we also had a higher marriage rate than I think of the white counterparts. And it's crazy when you also look at the people that were destroying our cities. When you think of Black Wall Street, it was a bombing that was ordered by the National Guard, but the governor, James B.A. Robertson, was a Democrat that ordered a bombing up in Oklahoma. So their policies really haven't benefited us all the way back from the past to right now, is just my opinion. I think if we ever endorse anything that's liberal, it leads to our destruction. Hip hop itself is pretty liberal. I wouldn't say hip hop is really conservative. It might have some conservative aspects to it, but for the most part, it pushes out liberal agendas, and that doesn't really serve us well as I mean, either.
Yeah, I can tell you, we got to stand up and we got to fight. We got to push it back. And this is why you see me on social media. I drag the ass because I care absolutely nothing about evil. I care nothing about my professionalism. I have 2 college degrees. I don't give a damn about those degrees. And if you're going to get in the gutter, I'm going to get in the gutter with your ass. So you have got to fight. You can't be nice to demons. You can't be nice to people. You have got to push back and destroy these people where they stand. And this is what I do on a daily basis. Somebody, oh, you too rough. You too. No, I'm not rough enough. Because if I was, then the evil wouldn't be out there.
And I care about this. So vote for me. And in 10 years, they're the ones that got the pink hair and the blue hair and the weird makeup and etc. Because this is what that's how they've been taught. And the Democrats literally basically brainwashed them into feeling like they support that because they create it.
She is disingenuous. She doesn't know what she's doing. She doesn't like us. I'm just going to say it. She doesn't like us. She is Indian and Jamaican. She is constantly riding on the backs of Black people who have helped to build this great nation. And I want the nation saved. I don't care about identity politics. I don't vote race or gender. I vote policies. And hers, she doesn't have any. But if she did, they'd be disastrous. She's already told you what she would do. She will support illegals, and it will be Black votes. Go on, get to the back of the bus again, because once she has what she wants, the door shuts. No more Black church visits. No more Essence Awards. Oh yeah, no more money for HBCUs. This is all a stunt. It's all an act. And people need to wake up. This is about protecting this country. Do you not understand? We don't have another chance if she gets her grimy little hands on the keys to this nation. It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Y'all know that? She gets her hands on this grimy little nation. It's a wrap. Now, I just want the people to know.
Hate and vitriol, my God.
I want the people to know this is their highlight reel. Okay. They put this reel together to share with the masses of what went on. Thoughts, brother? I'm just going to open up the floor. What? I see the faces.
Carlon, you can go first. I see you.
I don't even know where to start. First of all, I just do not understand how people bring up Democrats from the 1920s as if that's representative of the Democratic Party today.
Who doesn't know history?
Who has not?
They just learned it yesterday.
Had they learned it yesterday? Had they not understood how the Democrats of yesteryear are the Republicans of today that you're voting for? The policies that you're voting for. I mean, they talk about DEI getting rid of they've gotten rid of affirmative action. I mean, what else do you want them to show you to show that they do not care about you? But they think that Kamala Harris hates you, but Donald Trump and his minions don't. It's just it's so ridiculous. And the last lady talking about HBCUs, I haven't heard anything so dumb and ridiculous in my life. She graduated from Howard University. You don't think she's going to funnel money into her alma mater? With the boule? With the fraternities and sororities? Come on now.
They don't even know the bill, like the bills that she did in Congress for HBCUs.
She did in Congress for them.
That she introduced that just Republicans, they didn't have the vote.
They had the votes for it. And Joe Biden has given more money as president to the HBCUs than any other president. So that was just a dumb stance. And what she say something about? She said, "I'm not going to do anything for Black people." Where's this video? I missed that one.
I'm curious about. Do y'all know that? Because I don't know what she was talking about with that video. Have y'all seen any of that? Because I didn't. I don't know where that's coming from.
I haven't researched it myself. I just didn't realize we had so many African Americans that were that unintelligent.
Basically.
So, uh, what what bothers me is that who were our enslavers?
Apparently, we didn't have any.
Um,
Apparently, they don't know. I don't.
No, well,
They
brother, I'm gonna tell you what it is. All of these people, they were born here. Their ancestors were born here in America before, and their ancestors were not shipped over on slave boats, and so they were never slaves. These are the people that who they are. They are the Adolf people of America who don't believe that they were ever slaves.
Oh,
We
that
were,
last lady was clearly Adolf's. When
yes,
like they don't like
Adolf up and
us.
down.
That stuff, that rhetoric, like, yeah. We've dealt with a lot of Adolf's people over the last few years, more so than I ever dealt with in my life. It's
well,
quite
acronym or not, the very people that they're promoting are the ones that were our enslavers. So,
being
um, why do you think we can go to them and have everything remedied by them? They're not the saviors, and they were basically saying that that's going to be our savior, and that's not where it lies. I mean, the black wealth gap is increasing more and more and more. Although our median wealth has increased, the racial gap has increased along with it. So every $100 that a white family earns, a black family earns 15.
that's so
It's 85%.
that's crazy.
85% gap. So that's and that hasn't changed. I
No.
mean, it's been a long time, and we're talking about supporting a guy who definitely doesn't care about uh, making a change in that gap. So my thing is, as African Americans, we do have to some kind of way solidify and unite and fight for a common cause of decreasing that gap.
Yeah.
And supporting policies that will decrease that gap, and supporting candidates that will decrease that gap.
Thank you.
I don't know where our mindset is right now, but
It's
it can't
wasted energy. I don't
yeah
understand.
on this uh, on on these talking heads that really they're just getting paid to parrot other people's initiatives, because obviously they're parroting what conservative talking points are.
Yeah.
That, as Carlin said, they're unoriginal. They have no thoughts of their own. This this lady talking about HBCUs. How much money has she given to an HBCU?
Okay, thank you.
You know
Did you even go to one? I wonder if she even went to one. Let's see.
did she graduate from one? And that's part of the problem. Blacks don't give back to their own, and then they expect,
Mm-hmm.
they
No, I
expect their
feel that.
savior to give back to them. So I don't know. I've said this time and time again. We're messed up people, man.
And
And I
then
also,
oh, go ahead.
and I just think people expect too much from the presidency. They don't understand these policies are
Way
top
too
down.
much.
So let's say the president does pass something, or there's an executive order. If your local, the money is handed down to your local government, and who you have in local government determines how those funds are distributed. So if you don't have the people in local government who are on the same page as you, guess what's going to happen? That money gets funneled elsewhere. That's what happened in the Brett Favre situation.
Yeah.
There was money there allocated for the people. However, those in charge locally and statewide put the money elsewhere. So they're focused their energy in the wrong places. It should be local first, state, then the presidency.
We see it here in Brunswick County and New Hanover County all day.
Yeah, still
Yep.
people money.
It's a fight between the haves and the have-nots.
Yep.
And see, the haves are the ones that are in office, and the have-nots are underrepresented.
That's so true.
Absolutely.
And well, another thing in that video, your boy Dom it reminded me of the conversation we had one episode of the thought of Black people pre-civil rights and post-civil rights. He was talking about how everything was glowing before 1960.
It was beautiful
During
during segregation.
having more children, the marriage rates and stuff.
He
What
wasn't
are we talking
alive.
about?
He wasn't alive during that time. So he didn't have any dogs biting on him or any fire hoses sprayed.
What do you
There's
think
a
was
reason why they
happening
wasn't
there?
civil
Like,
rights
what do you think was going on? Like, I'm so confused.
Yeah, he wasn't spit on for going to a predominantly white school or trying to integrate. Yeah. Or just going into a restaurant in the front door and trying to sit down.
And they love their white women. You couldn't date no white woman back then. What you gonna do? Who you gonna date?
You'd be strung up, lynched. So,
oh gosh, that video that did something to my soul when you sent that video to the chat. I think I'm with you, Carl. I knew we had dumb people, but I was like, damn, we got this level.
Yeah,
that's not a good. That's yeah. Well, everybody can't make it, y'all. We know that.
And one more thing, this woman, she had the nerve to say, with her little hands and her power, what is she gonna do? Let me ask you something. What has 40 plus white males with power done for you?
I'm waiting.
That makes it so much better than what she's gonna do if you're looking for change.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It is crazy once you put in like even the gender aspect of this. Like the stuff that gets said about women, it's crazy. And that comes from women.
Coming from women.
About other women too. It's like it's weird. It's just really strange. I can see if you just attack policies or something that don't agree with anything, but I don't know. I guess people just be so soaked into this misogyny, into this everything, into all this bigotry where they just do it.
Misogyny and white supremacy has done a number on our community.
White supremacy has.
Oh, we love some white supremacy over here. I'm telling you, our community loves it.
I tell you, when those people back in the day introduced whiteness and started separating races and introduced this, like they just did a number that has just stained us for generations.
I think, and I may be in the minority in this, but I think one of the things Black people got to stop and think a little bit before they react and make comments. So I know we've been kind of, there have been some out there kind of blasting Kamala about her Indian heritage, and she's Indian and Jamaican, or her father was Jamaican and her mother was Indian. And so there are some people out there talking about, well, now she's trying to be Black, or she's trying to cater to Blacks in some of her speeches, or she had Meg the Stallion and some other people out there, whatever. So do Black people want her to discredit the fact that she is Indian?
They absolutely, that's what they sound like.
Pretty much.
Or what is supposed to be the case there? And so
Yeah, it's
now,
very strange.
Now, we have a lot of memes out there about, her, making some comments about rappers or having rappers in the video on the stage. But and I know she's playing to an audience and whatnot, but she's always kind of held strong to her Indian roots, and rightfully so. She is Indian.
She's
So
multicultural. Like but like,
she,
I don't understand. We understand people have multiple identities. It's so weird.
um,
Like she's
and,
never denied anything, so it doesn't make sense.
but as Black folks, we got to understand that, hey, she is what she is, and we can't expect her to be something other than what she is. And she shouldn't have to feel like she has to be something other than what she is. So,
And to your brother, and her having Quavo and Megan wasn't just by happenstance. Like she's actually had policy discussions with them in the White House about entrepreneurship and um, wealth in the Black community and like gun safety and different things. So she's had a pre-existing relationship with these two. So that's the reason why they were there, because she had substantive conversations with them, not just because they were, stars. But that helps, that they were rappers. I'm not saying that wasn't part of
Yeah, it's
it.
another generation. I mean, that's just
yeah,
smart politics.
It's
I mean,
smart politics.
let's be clear that that's a political move. I mean, and that, like brother said, that's smart politics. Um, Now, Meg the Stallion and Quavo, I don't think well, I'm going to speak in
Yeah,
general terms.
Quavo's
I
actually
would
involved with that kind of stuff in the city of Atlanta. Like he's doing stuff
I
outside of
wouldn't
her.
say they know a whole lot about um, policies and whatnot, but they could give some indication of what's going on in the city. But they're stars. Some of that stuff ain't hitting them. You know, um, it ain't it. The real life stuff ain't hitting them like they hitting me or they hitting you. So those conversations with people, the people in the general public, they don't. That's not glamorous. So yeah, it's a good political move to talk to a Quavo or a Meg Thee Stallion because they're entertainers and they're stars out in the community. But uh, the actual boots on the ground and the grassroots people, uh,
Yeah, I
sometimes
feel
I don't think we have that voice,
yeah,
at
yeah.
that level.
And the Quavo thing, and I think the part that, and I get what you're saying, but like some elements cross over because like with this nephew Takeoff dying, getting killed from gun violence, and that's why the gun violence kind of thing kind of tied into stuff with him, and that part can relate to other people in other communities and stuff facing that. So there's some angles where the crossover like makes sense to me. Whenever these are people who like people like look up to and
And
stuff, and
he's opened several businesses in the city of Atlanta too, with the LGBTQ community and different other communities that he's bridging together. Like he's doing stuff in the community as well. On top of that, so it was. But I get what you're saying too, brother. It's like he's at the in a mansion talking about you talk
right,
about like real everyday
right.
problems, people going to the store buying groceries and
I
getting
I don't
gas
think there's
stuff
any
like that.
message bigger than the economic message right now.
Economic message is the biggest message. Yeah.
Yeah, and neither of these candidates are hitting the mark on that. Um, in my opinion, and we can they can have all these stars, they can have this one and that one going up there and speaking, but um, until we see some substantive change here in lower to middle class America, um, it's going to be. I
That was
think
in her
there's
speech.
enough evil.
Yeah, that was in her speech. I'm waiting to hear what she's going to say at the convention because she did talk about exactly what you're talking about, brother, in her last speech she had in Atlanta and also in Houston, and that's part of her message. Now I'm waiting to see what her plan is going to be. Hopefully, we get something in the next week or two about what she plans to do.